42, Alpha 42 here. Okay, seriously, I really need to stop saying that. Okay, this is just the real review of my victorinox camper. As you can see, I'll get to the talking points in a minute. I'm going to talk about the history of this knife first. So, yeah. Victorinox, I don't know when Victorinox came out, but, this is one of the newer knives. You can tell this is a new knife because it's probably around, this knife is over 6 years old, no, over 7 years old. I had it when I was 6. I'm going to be turning 14, so it'll be almost 8 years old. But yeah, this knife is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm pretty sure 12 or 13 function knife. I think it might be a 12. But we'll get through all the tools. I'm gonna name all the tools on here. Okay, let's start out with, you got your first function, keychain ring. That actually, people say that doesn't actually count as a function, but it actually does. Then you got your toothpick. Mine's a little dirty because I don't use it as a toothpick. I use it as to like clean stuff, or if I got a pellet. Like I say, I put a wrong type of pellet in my gun, just stick it out. So you got your keychain ring, your toothpick, got your tweezers. The Victorinox tweezers are like really good for EC ones. They're like best tweezers I've ever used in my life. They're like so cheap. So you got those 3 things, and on the back side you got your corkscrew. Okay, corkscrew. You have a awl. For you guys that don't know what an awl is, you can use it to, if you don't, you could take a string, tie it around right there, and you could actually just shove it through a big piece of clothing, and take a string out, and then put it back in, so do that. So you could use it for sewing. I can use it as a drill. If I want to make a hole in my hat, I'll go this and do that. That works too. It has a lot of different purposes. Good tool. Okay, so you got your keychain ring, your toothpick, tweezers, your corkscrew, your awl. Those are the first 5 tools. Then you got your bottle opener with a flathead screwdriver on the top, and a little wire stripper right there. Here, I'll use this to point at it. That's your wire stripper. With a little notch in right there. That's your flathead, big flathead screwdriver. And then your bottle opener, wire stripper. That's just gonna shut. Then you got your can opener with a small flathead screwdriver on the top. Small one. I also use a toothpick to clean my fingernails if I have to. Then you have your small blade. Mine's really rusty because when I was younger I cut an apple, forgot to wash my blade, but I will get to cleaning that soon and I'll make a video of it maybe. It's actually a lot of rust on it. It's stainless steel, so it'll come off really easy. You got your small blade. Nothing special about that. And then my favorite thing on this is your large blade. And you can hear that lock listen. And then listen very carefully. Hear that? It's not a lock, because I can just close it. I think it's called a steady plate. It's called a snap lock. It's not an actual lock, it just snaps into place really sturdy. Look how much force I need to close that. See that? Watch. Quite a bit of force. You could probably stab someone with that. I'm not saying you should. But if you had, like, squirrel, still alive, or turkey, you could still slice and stab it. That won't fall in your hand. Okay, so those are all the functions of this knife. I'll give you just a view of that. And that side. And that side. And that side. That side. That side. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Now let's get to the talking points. And that's going to stab on. Okay, we are first going to start off with. These are my talking points by Alpha 1242 Knife Review Sheet. So the first thing we have is PRU, Philosophy of Use. This knife is the red one. I'll tell you which one we're talking about. I'll put the knife right beside it. This knife is a utility knife, or utility multi-tool. I'd say I prefer multi-tool because the knife has all blades and maybe one saw. Multi-tool has, to me, doesn't mean two. To me, it means three. Yeah, because you could have a knife and a saw. I consider that a knife because they're both blades. Saw blade, knife blade. But yeah, to me, a multi-tool has to have. Some people. Multi-tool actually only has to have two, but for me, it needs to have three different functions to be multi-tool. But, so, philosophy of use. Utility blade, EDC maybe. But if you were to have this on your EDC, this would be I'd say a medium duty multi-tool. Medium or small. Maybe too big for a small. Maybe you want to go for if you wanted a small victorinox, maybe go for cadet or pocket pal. Maybe. Yeah, so functions. Like I just said, I just showed you all the functions. Okay? I just showed you those functions. So, yeah. 1 second. I'm gonna go get a tape measure. Yeah, 1 second. I forgot to grab it. Okay. Sorry about that. Just had to go get a tape measure. Okay. For my garage. Good thing my grandma was in there. She wants me to help her gardening, but I don't like gardening. But it does bring in some pests. Yeah, but okay, so now we are moving on to blade. Ooh. Okay, this blade, it's a drop point leaf shaped blade. It's actually a really big drop point. Look at that. Get some rust on there. Gotta clean that off. But, right here, straight, and right here it goes a little bit higher, maybe about 1 or 2 millimeters. It has an insane drop point. Some people call it a leaf-shaped blade. Some people don't, you know. It's really good for woodland, regular camp. Let's measure. Exact. The overall length of the blade is 2 inches and 3 centimeters, but the actual blade from right there to the tip, not from right there, the part that's showing, that's the actual blade. That's a blade, but it's not actually a sharpened part. So the actual edge is 2 inches and 6 millimeters. 2 inches and 6 millimeters. You see that? 2, 3. The top are inches, the bottom are centimeters. Those little lines in between are millimeters. So blade has really steady, really sharp, man. You can sharpen these blades like so sharp. See the polishness on there. See the camera. See me holding the camera. I'll do a polish review on how to polish these knives if I buy some polish. They come perfectly polished anyways, but you can polish them even more. Ooh. Okay, next. And the overall length of the knife is, one sec, let me check. Like from the very tip of there to the tip is okay. It is 6.5 inches. There. So now you know the overall length of this knife from there to the tip is 6.5 inches. Camping. Yeah. Now we're gonna get on to grip. You can grip this knife really greatly without hurting your hand. One thing that does get annoying, I'm not complaining about this, but after a while, if you grip it tight for over like a minute, it'll get annoying. But no one does that. The bumps, these lumps, that's the only thing that bothers me. I'm using the knife. As long as you have your thumb on there, really, you don't really notice it. But if you're doing some really close whittling, you just choke back on the blade a little bit like that. Perfect. Choke up on the blade. Perfect. Well, I'd rather choke back because it's more comfy. But, you know, those apple cuts, cut that no problem. Really comfy knife. Moving on to brand. For me, victorinox is my favorite knife brand in the world. Next to Buck, of course. My first knife was a victorinox. I still have it. I believe I was 4 or 3 years old when I got that knife. It's a muff tool. You know, opens up with the pliers. One of those kind, not this kind. I'll show the pliers and stuff. But yeah. That's all I've been up to. No, that's not what I'm gonna say. But victorinox. Been there for my whole life. I hope they make knives through my whole life. I hope they don't ever stop making knives. I hope when I'm in heaven I can still look at their knives. But I love their knives. This knife, probably maybe 20 bucks, 30 bucks in Canada, so maybe 15 or 10 bucks in America. Cheap knife. No, I'd say maybe 20 to 40. Cause yeah, 20 to 40. Well, maybe now it would be 20 to 40. Back then it'd be maybe 30 to 10. No, 30, 15 probably. Yeah, 15 bucks. Good deal. Type of steel. This knife is all plastic and stainless and brass. These knives are actually bendable. You'll actually bend them, so you want to be careful. Cause it's just stainless. Stainless. Here. You guys can't see that. Right on that little area right there. But you can see that there is writing on there. Yeah. As I said, I've been using that since I was 3 or 4. So I'm really safe with knives. Blade play. In every knife there's gonna eventually be some kind of play. This knife is over 7 years old, and there's hardly any. But when I was 6 years old, all I would do was just do this on a little tiny twig, or I just go like this, keep it in my pocket. That's it. But for the past month, I have been doing some insane amount of. I've actually chopped about a sapling about that thick, and like most of the saplings were about that thick or that thick, but I chopped one about that thick. Here, took my and just tapped it with another stick. Worked perfectly fine. Didn't harm the blade. Still freaking sharp. But yeah, and the overall style. So, how do you like the style? Do you like the plastic? And then you get the tweezers and the toothpick. Do you like the can't remember what the metal one's called. Like, I'm not kinda. One sec. Nylon. Maybe nylon. I don't think it's called nylon, but it might be nylon. But here I'll just open up all the tools and be safe and not open up to the blades till last. And I'll officially count all the functions. And I'll see if it's 12 or 13. Just 1 second. Oh, come on. I can never open them all during a video. But I will get it now. Okay, but you've seen the all. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12 functions on this knife, and that is the review of the victorinox camper multi-tool. Yeah, that's the knife. Bye YouTube.